Hey guys, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 8 of the Minecraft Transit Railway Let's Play series. So as you can see here, if you didn't watch the last episode, you may be wondering, Stokely, why are there two sidings in this depot? Well, if you didn't watch that episode, which will be in the top right corner of your screen right now, in the last episode, we added an additional siding to Line 1 depot so we can have an increased frequency on our train, or on our system, which basically means there's going to be more trains. So, if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and let's start the video. Alright, so as you can see here, we all know this line is Line 1, right? Like, we named it Line 1 in the first episode. We named the depot when we added the, I believe when we added the C train, Line 1 depot, or maybe it was when we were upgrading it, I don't know. However, today, we're going to be throwing Line 1 completely out of the window. We're going to be abolishing Line 1. However, not in the way that you think. So today, we're going to be renaming Line 1 the Plains Valley Line. Now I originally hinted at this, I believe in the 4th episode. I forget what I was doing at the time, but in the 4th episode, I was saying how I was thinking about renaming Line 1 the Plains Valley Line. However, I hadn't done it, and I didn't do it in that episode. However, today, that's what we're going to be doing, or actually, I've already done that today. So now we know this line as the Plains Valley Line. And something that I also did, I installed a new mod called TransitManager. Now, if you don't know what TransitManager is, it's basically a train management mod. It's for the server side Minecraft, but it also works on client side too. So it's a client side and server side, although it's intended for server side. And you have a lot of different commands that you can do with this. So for example, you can do /warp_stn, and we can go to, I don't know, Greenview, for example. This is basically equivalent to the /warp_tp Greenview warp that we already have in Essential Commands. And this is basically just a different version of that. And we can also do /warp_depot Line 1 depot, which will teleport us to Line 1 depot with all of the trains here. And we can also do /MTR clear trains, which will clear all the trains. And then we can do /MTR generate path, which will generate our path for us. So those are just some examples of the mods commands. If you want a full link of what it can do, I will link you to the mod listing down below. So that is not the focus of what we are going to be doing today. We just fly over to Plains Terminal here. Today, even when we renamed the Line 1 Plains Valley Line, we're going to be extending the line a whole lot of, not a whole lot of stations, just a few stations. So, let's teleport, or warp rather, to Greenview, where we are going to be starting this. So first of all, I'm going to be removing these tracks here. Or actually, no, I'm not going to remove them. I'm actually going to just go off of the existing route, as you can see here. So I'm going to remove these here, and then replacing them with 160 track, like so. And then just do the same thing here. Although what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave these tracks in the middle just for lore reasons, and I just think it would be, or it would just look much better, or it would just look cooler because there's lore. And then I'm also going to delete the siding as well, so that's not an issue. Well, actually, I think it might be, because when the trains go through like this, it'll just switch onto this track and then just cause a whole lot of chaos. So, I don't know about leaving the one-way rails there. I just think it would be cool just leaving the regular rails there. So I think what I'll do is I'll just turn the one-way rails into just regular rails, I guess you could call them. Or actually, no, I think I'm just going to remove all of them entirely. But yeah, when I'm making other builds, I usually just leave the current speed track. But today, I'm actually going to just upgrade the track to the normal Blaze rail connector that we usually use. So, there we go. Oh, shoot, I forgot one thing. I completely forgot to close down all the trains. Completely forgot to do that. So, yeah. And then now I'm just going to use the rail remover to do this. And then because we're going to be going underground, I'm actually going to, well, even then, because this is in the way, I'm going to actually go underground for this. And I'm actually going to go deeper than this is currently right here. Oh, shoot, what I just do. There you go. And now all I need to do is to just take care of this whole area here and then just replace the turn-back rails. And actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to go down all the way here to Y9. Or actually, no, I'm going to go to like Y. Well, considering that there's nothing here, I think I can just, yeah, I think I could just do this. This is gonna look so odd as, I mean, it's not really odd, but it gets the job done. So, I mean, not really anything to worry about here. And then I'm just gonna remove the turn back rail here. It's not really that odd, as you could call it. So down here at Y10, no diamonds down here though. And I believe this is 1.19, so there wouldn't really be any diamonds at Y11. So, yeah. And then I'm just going to add tunnel creator. And because this is super flat, there aren't really going to be any issues like, you know, having to deal with water. Which would lead me to have to use the /drain command, but luckily I don't have to do that here. And there are also no more village problems. I guess you could call them that. So here we are at Y-1, and I believe the positive X coordinate is what we're going to be offsetting this by. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. And you can see here when I'm in spectator mode, you can see the current track that we have here, and then the entire tunnel up here. That we've made for the turn back rail, and yeah, it's actually really cool to see this in spectator mode. I don't usually do this in spectator mode though, so it's completely new for me. Oh, hello? Okay. And then just remove the turn back rail. It looks kind of weird, like if you were a citizen of the village and you were walking down, obviously it's nighttime right now, but if you were walking down the village one day and you just saw this gaping hole right here and then someone's house just floating on top of it, it would be kind of weird to see. And if you were that person living in here, it would be kind of weird to live that way. But yeah, like imagine waking up in the morning and you're just seeing this big hole out of your front window or your side window or whatever. But yeah, oddities about villages aside, now that we actually have the rail set up, now we can actually start digging underground to our first underground station. And I'm thinking of doing it for 600 blocks because, well, we're already going pretty fast anyway. Okay, so I'm typing. You can't see this right now because I don't have my webcam on. But I'm just typing the teleport command. And my headphones just move. Like, I don't know if it's like they were just shifting or what, but like, yeah. I don't know what happened there. And we're directly at Y0 too, so that's pretty cool. And just tunnel creator. It's kind of weird just being in a super flat and then just going into spectator mode and seeing nothing else but just this lonely track just going underground. And obviously, since this isn't like an actual world with world generation and stuff, it's not gonna have caves and such like that. It's just a lonely track with the sun that you can look at, and then just these weird looking tunnels right here under a village. And now we can just do the same for this other side. I think this is the first train extension ever since we even built the line back in episode 1, so like this is actually really cool because we haven't built an extension to the line in like over 6 months, probably 7 months now that I'm thinking about it. Because I think the first episode came out in the 1st of January, I think. No, January 4th. So it's been, I think, exactly 7 months ever since we've built a sort of anything, like be it an extension, whatever, to the line. Exactly 7 months. That's actually pretty cool at the time I'm filming this, which is July 4th. So, yeah. 43 blocks a second. Pretty fast. Oh, shoot. Alright, well, I think it's a great, or this is a great place to start building our first station. Now, because we are doing something like this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a toolbar, or whatever it's called, for the actual station layout. Something like this. Some infill blocks, like metal, could work. And then some platform blocks. And then obviously my axe, because why wouldn't I? And then also railway dashboard and a rail mover. There we go. I'll do C2. And because these trains are 150 blocks long, I'm going to make the platform rail 150 blocks long. Oh shoot, I didn't add a rail node. Duh. We'll do C2 again. And let's see if there's anything above us. Absolutely not. I'm gonna do just for kicks and giggles, I'm gonna do the /locate command to locate a village nearby. 286 blocks away. Alright, cool. And I believe I haven't. So I'm using the 6x9 tunnel creator, so that's 6 in height and 9 in width, to create the station layout, or just the station box. Because what I would do is I would then make another one for the other track, and then use world edit to cut out the space in between. So then, yeah, that's what I would do to make a basic station. And I would obviously do it differently if I was making the doors open on the right, or on the left instead of the right. But yeah. So obviously the dimensions of the station box here would be 6x9 by 150, because the height is 6, the width is 9, and the depth is 150. So 6x9 by 150. So there we go. And then I'm just going to use world edit to cut out this area here. There we go. So now that we have our station box done, now we can actually set down our platforms, or platform things. Platform blocks. That's what I was trying to say. And this is actually the first time ever I've had to build an underground station for the Let's Play. So, yeah, this is actually pretty cool. Oh my gosh. I just got an ambient noise. And I think that's because I'm underground with no light most of the time. And if you see that mood percentage bar going up, it's because whenever you're underground with no light, the mood thing goes up. And when you're with no light, or with light, then the mood thing goes down. So that's why probably every few minutes you're going to hear that sound. And I feel like I'm going to name this station Plains Valley. I really don't know at this point. Plains Valley, whatever. I'm going to name the station Plains Valley. Alright, so now that we have this station done, now I'm going to set the top, or the ceiling of the station, to station colored stone bricks, because, well, it would just make it look better. The station color is like an orange, so I think they would look good. There we go. So then we got like an orange like color here for the ceiling. And now I'm going to use the ceiling lights for, well, light. So unfortunately our mood bar will go down. It's already at 43%, so pretty cool. And then obviously as we get further away from the ceiling light, it's going to go back up. So hopefully we can see the bar when it goes to 100. I don't think we will though, because, well, there's going to be light and stuff. And then in between, I'm going to add just regular ceilings. Not the light variant, just regular ceilings. And I believe it's a ceiling. Yeah, I think it's just a regular ceiling. I thought it was a ceiling, no light. But I don't think it is. But let's try a ceiling, no light instead. There's just no light to it. It doesn't emit light at all. So by no light, it's just not that. It's like the regular ceiling where there's just no light, but it's still emitting light. there's just no light at all. Like, there's no light in the model, and it doesn't emit light. So there we go. Now what we have to do is we have to add light to the other side here. And this is where we're going to do something interesting along the walls. There we go. So, I hate how there's so many bats here. And there's like the light equivalent of fireworks in here for them. And there's still bats in here. But anyways, now what we're going to do is we're actually going to try, I don't know if these will work, but I'm going to try using the station name entrance signs. Just waiting for them to render in. They should. Plains Valley Station. Here, right? Plains Valley Station. Then we add another one. Just doesn't work at all. So I guess what we'll have to do is we'll just have to use this here, which might look a little bit weird. Or maybe we just won't do it at all. I still don't know why those don't work. And then just for, I don't know, just so people will know what station they're at, I'm going to be adding railway signs. I would use the KCR ones, but because this is not a KCR line, theoretically, I'm just going to be using the regular signs. Wow, these don't, okay, I was going to say, wow, these don't work at all, but yeah, they do work. Alright, so those are all of the railway signs done. Now we can move on to our next station, which I don't know what it's going to be, but now we can move on to our next station. And I'm also going to use a hotbar thing for it as well. For the 160 rails and stuff. Okay, okay. And I also forgot to add a tunnel rail thing. Oh, there's our village over there. Cool. And there's another village right here, which we're directly passing under, which I think is really cool. And let's do the same over here. And because we are next to another village, actually right at the tail end of it, we're going to be naming this station Plains City. And now we can do the same thing we did at Plains Valley at this station. Alright, so that's Plains City done. Now what we have to do is we have to build one more station. So let's go ahead and let's start that. Now for kicks and giggles, I want to locate a stronghold. Because we're on a super flat, and strongholds usually generate below ground, like in Y20 or 30. So I want to, for kicks and giggles, locate a stronghold and see where one is. 1,800 blocks away. All right, so pretty far away, but it's still fine to check anyway. There you go. So now we can build our last station, which is completely. So we're gonna name the station Plains Field because there's not really that much stuff around, and it's like an open field. So I'm gonna name it Plains Field. Okay, so this is completely unrelated to like what I'm doing here, but I just wanted to show you guys real quick. Just what this looks like when the station color blocks fade into like the untitled color. It's like it goes from a black here to a dark gray, and then into a gradient, and then into the blue of the color here, and then I don't know what's going on here. I think I just, yeah, I went over. I didn't add enough to the thing. Wait, did I still? Yeah, I did. And then when I break it, it updates. So, yeah, just quick side note there. Alright, now that's Plains Field Station done, now we actually have to make the area where the trains loop around and turn back. Now, unlike the mistake that I made when I was trying to do this at Greenview Station, and I believe it was the last episode, or no. Yeah, the last episode, the trains only see the first, it's the first siding it sees for the train. So even if I made another siding for another turn back siding for the other respective siding, it wouldn't work because, well, it's just the first siding it sees. So that's what we're going to do. And now we actually have to do the siding and turn backward. And from above, it actually looks really cool when you see it from above. Like this. There we go. So now with our extension done, now we actually have to add it to the existing route. And then we're going to go back to Plains Terminal. And then we are going to add the route. Oh, before we do that, actually, I have to set the platform numbers for each station. So starting with Plains City here. Look at how far out we can go, by the way. Like, imagine if we built like a high-speed network that just went all the way out here to X 32,223 and Z negative 7,236. Imagine we built a high-speed network that went all the way here. Let alone all the way out here to X 60,355 and Z negative 27,779. However, that's not what we are focused on right now. So just a quick sidetrack there. There we go. And something interesting, we're going to be going to the whatever it's called real quick. The railway system map. So we can actually check out what this looks like. So you can see here with Plains Terminal how it starts here, and then it goes down to Lakeview, and then over to Greenview here. But in reality, geographically, it goes like this to Greenview, and then this down. But it's just a slant here. And then down through Plains Valley to Plains City, and then ending at Plains Hills. I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. And now, we can start, or actually, we can generate a path for rushing Line 1 depot. And there shouldn't really be any issues, yeah. And then we can set our train frequency. So here we go. First ever Plains Fields train. Here we are. The inaugural ceremony of the first Plains Fields train ever.
下一站湖景 Next station Lakeview.
So we're going to ride the whole line up and down. And it's kind of ironic, because on the Mont Jean line map here for this train, it says City 1 up there, and that's an actual station on the what is now 10 Mile line, but this is a Mont Jean line map. And it says City 1 right here, that's what that's supposed to say. So City 1 is right there, and it's kind of ironic because one of the stations on our line is called Plain City, so I just wanted to point that out. I think it was really cool. Here's the Railway Vision version of the arrival screen.
Next station Greenview.
And the Greenview to Plains Valley part of the line is actually pretty cool and interesting, so I can't wait to get to that part. And here we go. Interesting time.
下一站平原谷 Next station Plains Valley.
And into the underground we go. For the first time ever. I think the station turned out pretty well. If only the station name mention signs worked on across multiple blocks, then it would look really nice. But we'll just have to make do with what we can for now. And I think it's kind of ironic again,
Next station Plains City.
because the Mont Jean line, I think part of it, or maybe the East Rail line, also goes underground with, I think, SP 1900s or SP 1950s, I think is what ran on the Mont Jean line. But it's kind of ironic because these same SP 1900 and SP 1950s went underground on the plains, or on the West Rail line and Mont Jean line. So I think it was really cool, ironic, and stuff like that.
Next station Plains Fields.
And approaching Plains Fields here will actually take the line back to Plains Terminal, where we will end the video at Plains Terminal. And we will actually use spectator mode to check out what it's like to see the trains going into the siding. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Check out what the trains are going to do. Here we go. And we will actually go back to the station where we will check out the train switching over to the other track. So many bats, man. And here's another train right here.
下一站平原總站 Next
Alright.
station Plains Terminal.
So I was like pulling to Plains Terminal. Thank you guys so much for watching Season 1, Episode 8 of the Minecraft Transit Railway Let's Play series. So in this episode, we renamed Line 1 to the Plains Valley Line, and we also extended the new line 3 stations ahead. So Plains Valley to Plains Valley, Plains City, and also Plains Fields. So if you guys want more episodes, make sure to like and subscribe, as it would really help myself out and the channel if you did subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.